Floss Tube, how is everybody? Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. Just had 2 glorious weeks on holidays, guys. 2 glorious weeks. Stayed home, and guess what I did the whole 2 weeks? I stitched. I've done a lot of stitching, and I really had to get over the guilt of that. Over the past 2 weeks, because literally that's all I've done is just stitched, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's my last day today, and I'm really sad because I have to go back to work tomorrow, and I don't want to. I just want to keep stitching. But anyway, all good things must come to an end, guys. They just do, don't they? That's how it is. So I've got lots of progress to show you, but I'll get to that. I did just quickly want to mention before I get into anything that I promised a frame video in the last video that I did about my frame that my husband made for me. I did get a lot of responses where people wanted to see that, so my husband is quite happy to do it. It's finding the time. So as soon as we manage to get some time together to do that, I've been on holidays, but he wasn't. So yeah, it's just a matter of juggling time and getting time on our own, where he's renovating the backyard. There's lots of stuff going on, so he's been very busy, and I don't want to interrupt him to make this while he's working, because it's good. He's working hard, so I'm leaving him alone at the moment. But yeah, I promise I will get to that, and I will do that for you guys. You all wanted me to do that. Now, I also mentioned in my last video about the mugs from Heartstring Samplery. And the lovely Sandra Stitches on Instagram, lovely Sandra. How you going, Sandra? Sandra is actually originally from Australia, and she lives in Texas now. So she sent me a message, and she just said that she would be happy for me to send the mugs to her in Texas, and then that she would forward them on to me. And it wasn't even something I even thought about doing, because I do actually have friends in Pennsylvania that would have helped me with that, but I didn't even think about that. I just was thinking, can't get the mugs, they won't deliver here. So what I did was I sent the mugs to Sandra. Now, Sandra was also asking me about some threads, and she wanted to send me all these lovely things, and I graciously accepted. Thank you, Sandra. Very, very sweet of you to do that for me. But I wanted to find a way to pay her back. So I was asking her, you know, would she like a little care package from Australia, maybe with some Vegemite in it or something like that. And we also have very good Arnott's biscuits here, or what you guys would probably call cookies, most of you. They're really good, Tim Tams and so forth. But what I did decide to do was I ordered an extra mug. So Sandra got her mug just the other day. They only sent 2 when they were supposed to send 3. So Sandra's now got her mug, and mine are on their way here, which is really exciting. I'm really excited, Sandra. I haven't got them yet, but I'll let you know when they arrive. But I just thought that was really, really nice of her to do that for me. And now I've got a stitchy friend, and hopefully in the future she might let me do that again. Because I think it's Amazon. I can't order off Amazon because they don't deliver over here. So it's really hard. Sometimes you all say, oh, I got it on Amazon. And I'm like, damn, can't do that. So hopefully maybe in the future Sandra might let me do that again, and I'll have to buy her another present, which will be really sad, won't it, Sandra? So yeah, she's drinking out of her mug now, which is awesome. So I got those on their way. What else did I need to tell you? Oh, remember my mum's story? Remember, yeah, the story about my mum? Well, my mum has just headed off on another adventure with her friend Rhonda, and they've gone to Canada. She's actually in Alaska right now as we speak. So before she left, as I told you I was going to do, I sat her down and I gave her a cross-stitch lesson, and I showed her fabric, and I showed her threads, and I showed her everything, needle minders, a lot. And I said, right, this is cross-stitch. This is, oh, it's totally different to what yes, Mum, it's totally different. So I have sent her off, all loaded up with cross-stitch in her head. She knows exactly what I want. So stay tuned, guys, because God knows, God knows what I'll get. But I'm hoping. Oh, but look, she's on a bus again, so she may not even see a cross stitch shop. But I did say to her, if you see one, you know, can you have a look for me and just grab anything? I don't care what you grab, just grab me something. So hopefully she'll come back with something nice. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, guys. So I'll stay tuned for that in the next one. That should be interesting. Now, I think that was everything I wanted to kind of start off with. Oh, now I'll just tell you what I have today. I have whips, which have tons of progress. I also have a rack that someone sent me, a shout out. Linda Spalding. Oh, hope it's okay to say your name, Linda. Sorry. Linda's asked to see my threads for my Cinderella piece, so I'm going to show you those, and I'm also going to show you guys how I store those, because I figured while I was grabbing the threads out to show you the colours, Linda, I thought I'd also show you how I store my threads. And oh, you guys have got to help me with what project to start next, because I am getting close to a finish on my big pieces. They're both getting there. It'll probably be another couple of months, but because I've got to order stuff for whatever I decide to do, I want to get that going and get that started so it's all ready to go when I finish the 2 projects I'm working on. I have 3 FFOs to show you. One is my friend's piece that I showed you in my last video. It's framed and done and I have it here. I was actually going to just take a photo of it and show it to you guys in the next video, but I got such an awesome response about that piece. Everybody loved it and everyone was like, oh, can you take a photo and show us in the next video? We really want to see it. And oh, I'm so sorry. Yous all sent me lovely comments about how sorry you were for my friend. It was very sweet. It was very, very sweet. But everyone was really interested in that piece, so I have actually held on to it and kept it. It is framed and it's here and I will show you. What else? Oh, and I have 2 other FFOs that I stitched for my nieces, my sister's 2 little ones. They're in primary school age. They're about, oh my gosh, I can never remember, 9 and 7 I think they are. And about 4 years ago, I gave them both a Christmas piece that's a big full coverage piece each that I did for them, so I've got those to show you. And then I might talk about something quite unusual at the end if this doesn't go on for too long. We'll see how we're going for time. I don't want to keep you all for forever and ever. I'm just, I should have probably mentioned straight up, I'm sitting in a different spot in case you haven't noticed. You probably noticed by now. The light is so bad today. It's very overcast and my stitchy spot is not a good place to film today, and I know this is quite bright and in your face, but it's better than over there because it's very dark and it's really dark. And just so you know, I look crap here. I look much better over there, but hey, I'm taking one for the team today, Floss Tube. I hope you appreciate it. Because I looked and went, okay. But the light's better, so we're sitting here today. Oh, and I just got new cushions, and I thought it would be nice to show those off as well. How pretty is that bird cushion? Wouldn't you like to see a cross stitch in this? I would. I would so stitch this. Look at this. Oh, I'm so in love with this cushion. I just got the new cushions for my lounge, so I thought that would give me a chance to show those off as well. Okay. Oh, one more thing. This is for Bendy Stitchy. Michelle? Ta-da! Look at this. Born to be a star. And it has my name on it. My son just went away on a holiday with his girlfriend. They went up north, up to Queensland, to the fun parks, the theme parks. And I gave my son some money, some spending money, and he said, oh, what would you like, Mum? I'll bring you back a present. I said, I would really love a mug with my name on it. And I've told you guys in the last video, Teresa is not a common name here, so he actually found one. I was so excited. Actually, his girlfriend's dad found it for me. Dean found it for me. But yeah, how cool is that? I've got a mug with my name on it, so I just thought I'd show you. Bendy Stitchy, are you jealous? Born to be a star. How cool's that? So yeah, new mug. Alrighty, let's get into it. Whips. I don't have my whips. Can you believe that? I've got everything except my whips. Just hang on one sec. Oh, hang on. I'm back. Sorry about that. I only was missing one whip, so I had to go and grab that. Now, Death by Cross Stitch, I have done 3 pages. Oh, I know, 3 pages. Now, I only have 2 pages to go, so I'm a bit excited. I'm just telling you this before I hold it up because it's going to cover my face because I've unrolled it so you can see the whole thing. Now, I asked about the bee. Remember I asked about the bee in the last video about changing the bee to a different colour, and one lovely lady sent me a comment because remember I said to you guys I wouldn't know, what did I say, that I wouldn't, if somebody asked me why did I make the bee a different colour, I wouldn't know how to answer that. And I can't remember the lady's name who commented, and she said to me, just say, just because I could. And I thought, fair enough, just because I could. So, yeah, I am going to change the bee. I'm not going to do it until I have completely finished it because I think that will give me a much better idea of whether I like it or I don't. So when I completely finish the piece, I will pull the bee out and I will change it to a colour. Now, most of you suggested gold or yellow, which I was really leaning towards. And then Bendy Stitchy Michelle sent me a message. This just goes to show you how much she listens to my videos. My Almond Blossom piece is going in this room. It's all greens and blues. It's very similar to this cushion here. It's going straight up above this lounge. So you can see why I picked that cushion. It's going to go beautiful. And it's really inspired me to kick me back off on that now on Almond Blossom. So it'll be in this room as well. So she suggested a turquoise because she also knows I've mentioned before that turquoise or that bluey green is my favourite colour. So I'm going to do it in probably a turquoise bluey greeny colour. So just because it will match with everything in this room, can I spin you around onto my snuggle chair there? See, I have that greeny bluey colour. It's in here in all of the, the bits, all of my decorative bits of those colours, either greens or blues. So that's what I'm going to do. It'll match Almond Blossom. So that was very, very good idea, Michelle, and I think I'm definitely going to go with some sort of green or some sort of blue, so something turquoisey, I think. But yeah, I'm not going to do that until I've completely finished. So here we go. I'm just going to disappear for a second, see if I can get this in, the whole thing in for you. So yeah, look at that, guys. 2 pages to go and a tiny little bit. 2 pages and a little bit, and she's done. She will be done. I'm so excited. I've just picked this back up again and done this page here just this last few days of stitching constantly. I've done that page, and I have been thinking about now just continuing on and doing the last 2 pages, but we'll see. We'll see. If I get bored with it, I'll go back to Cinderella, but I'm so happy with it. I am so happy with it. And I put this up on Instagram and Facebook and on the Death by Cross Stitch site, and the response I get every time I throw it up there, everybody's just, oh, I love it, I love it. So it's been really good and really encouraging to help me, get to the end of this. But yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait to finish this and frame this because I think it's going to look awesome, and it's just going right there on the wall there in this room, which, as you can see from the decor, it's really going to look awesome in this room. So I'm really excited about that because I don't actually have any of my stitching hanging in the house anywhere downstairs. I have not one piece of cross stitch, which is quite bizarre, isn't it? I've mostly stitched for other people or for the kids or, things, gifts. So I don't have. These are the first couple of projects that I've actually stitched that are for me. These 2 whips that I have, or 3 whips that I have going, they're all for me. So all of a sudden I've got quite greedy now, and this one's, yeah, these 3 are going to be for me. So yeah, so that's where that one's at. So I'm very excited to finish that, hopefully fairly soon. Just throw that on the floor over there. My second whip. Oh, I did also want to talk about project bags. I forgot about that. Project bags, I've had a couple of people offer to make some for me, which I'm so stoked about and quite happy to pay them. But, you know, they want to send them as gifts because that's just this community is so lovely. So I still will need a couple more, and I've ordered one from, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, when it comes, I'll show it. And they also had Whip Progress little folders with the fabric on the outside. I think, oh, what's her name? Menopause sucks. Letitia just showed the Whip project book that she was sent from this company, and I can't think what they're called. No, it's gone. Maybe it'll pop into my head. But anyway, I've done an order, and when I get that, I will show you. I will show you them, and I will write down the name so I can tell you where they're from. But I did find these in the meantime that you guys all have with the zips. So I bought a few of these just to put my whips in until I get the project bag sorted, because I think the project bags are gorgeous. Okay, I have a project bag to show you in a minute that a lady sent me, but I'll keep that for in a sec. Now, Cinderella. Look at that. I'm at the bottom. I'm so excited. I've hit the bottom. So I've just done the pumpkin. I hold it all out. Probably not, but just fold it, Teresa. Just fold it. Okay. Can you see the little mouse? Can you see him here on top of the pumpkin? He's a little bit hard to see the further away you get from it. And I've done the pumpkin and just this whole page. So that there was a page, up, across, down, and backwards. That was a page, and then this was like another sort of bit of a page underneath that I've now finished. So that is the bottom. I'm at the bottom. So I have 3 pages left, and I don't think that they're full pages. I have 2 big ones in the middle to do, and then I think there's a half one over on the other side. But how awesome is this? Oh, so excited. I'm just going to leave it up there for a second because I just think it's awesome. It's beautiful. I can't wait to do her dress. That's another page away yet. I've got one more page to go, and then I'll start getting into her dress, which I'm really excited about as well. But this project, man, oh, I just love it. I absolutely love this piece. Now, in saying that, I tell you what, I need some colour in my life, guys. I really need some colour. I'm so bored with black and white and grey and white, and oh man, I can't wait to do something colourful. And I'm going to get you guys to help me figure out what I start and I am finishing both of these before I start anything else, because I have Almond Blossom. So once I finish Death by Cross Stitch, Almond Blossom will come back in, and I'll be doing this one and Almond Blossom, which I'll show you in a sec, just to refresh your memory. Yeah, so then once I get one of those done, then I'll put one more in, because I can only do 2. I can only do 2. It drives me insane. I've explained that. Yeah, so that's Cinderella coming along nicely. And this one I think I'll put in my bedroom. I think she's a bedroom picture. And I'm actually going to put her on the wall right where I lay and sort of look, so I can look at her every morning when I wake up, because I think that'll be cool. And I'll just quickly show you Almond Blossom, because the next time you see me, I think Death by Cross Stitch will be done, and I'll be showing this as a whip. So I'm just going to quickly pull this out, give you an idea where it's at, for those that don't remember. It's impossible to get it all in the picture. I'll do my best. Which way's up? This way. Remember this, guys? Oh, there we go. So I can't get it all in. I just can't. Oh, there we go. Look at that. This is a painting by Van Gogh. It's called Almond Blossom. If you Google Almond Blossom cross stitch, you will find this piece. I've Googled it many a time for people and it's still floating around, so you can still get it. Good luck. It's massive. It is absolutely huge. I will give you a bit of an idea for those that haven't seen it before. Can you see? I don't even know what you're seeing, but anyway, as we would say in Australia, it's bloody huge. But yeah, so this will probably come back out very soon, and I am quite excited now because I'm looking at, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm just going, oh, it's going to look so good with my new cushions, which is great because it's given me a little bit of motivation, which I really needed because I was getting a little bit like, oh, do I really want to finish that? It's on 14 count aider and I don't want to stitch on 14 count aider anymore. I've discovered even weave 1/1 25 count, and that's all I want to stitch on. And I keep looking at the aider and I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it anymore, but I've put way too much work in. There's a year's work in that already. I can't just chuck it in the cupboard. I can't do that. So yeah, I am gonna get through that. I promise you guys. Isn't it good? This is great doing these videos because I have to do it now. I've told you guys that I'm going to do it, so now it keeps me honest. It makes me do the things that I say I'm going to do. Okay. Now, I want to talk about some fabric that I ordered because I've talked to you guys about how I have no stash. And what I've done is that I've just started to buy a little bit of this and a little bit of that because I just want to have some stash, and not for any particular project, because like that thing popped up for my friend that I'll show you shortly, I had nothing. I just had nothing, and I just thought just for some smallish sort of projects, if something pops up, someone's having a baby or someone's doing, you know, just to have some stash basically. So I've just started ordering a little bit here and a little bit there now. Buckeye Stitcher. If you haven't watched Buckeye Stitcher, you need to go watch Buckeye Stitcher. Go do it now, right now. Pause. Go. You gone? Right. Love Nicole at Buckeye Stitcher. Now she showed these fabrics a couple of videos ago, and oh my god, I fell in love. Now I haven't even stitched on linen yet, but I bought these without even having stitched on linen yet. Because I was so in love with them when I saw them, Nicole. I had to order them. And I do want to talk about this lady because she was fabulous. She was so good to order from. So I'll just quickly show you them together, and then I'll separate them. And so these are the three. I don't know how good the colour's going to be with this light. I'm so sorry, guys. It's just not a great day. And oh, sorry, McKenna. Now, McKenna says in her videos, don't apologise, don't say sorry. So, so what we have is 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen. That's what they are. Now, just as I'm showing you, this is one piece. I just ordered some small pieces. I love this fabric. I was so in love with this. And I've said to you guys before, the mottled sort of fabrics don't really appeal to me. But, oh, this was instant love. I had instant love for this. I just thought, I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on it. But I love it. And I had to have it. So I got that one. And this, oh, this is gorgeous. This is like a light grey. I love grey, as you can probably tell. I love grey. So this is a pretty grey. It's very pretty. And the fabric just feels so beautiful. I don't know whether you guys can really see that. Really, really pretty. That one. I have stash, guys. Look, I have stash. Stash I've never stitched on before. Oh well, it's only one way to learn, isn't there? And this beautiful, very, very light sort of taupey colour. But again, really pretty. These for me, these are colours that I know I can live with stitching on. This is not something that is for me normally, but have a look at it. I just loved it. I loved it. These dark ones are normally not something I would have thought I would have ever stitched on, but I fell in love with that. You guys, it's just, Floss Tube's just changing me. It's changing everything that I thought I would love, and that's what I love about it. I love that about this community, that you guys are showing me stuff and teaching me stuff all the time, and I'm learning so much, and I'm, you know, jumping into stuff that I would still be sitting here not even knowing about, just not knowing, because I've never seen, I didn't even know about linen and even weave, and you know, and here I am buying it now, and I haven't even stitched on it yet, but you know, I will, and I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine. But yeah, I just, lovelies. I have stash. I'm so excited. So anyway, got those. Now I also received from her, she sent me this one as a gift. See that? See that? Bright Leaves, that one's called. I will tell you about this lady in a second. And it is variegated. Yeah, you can see that. It's pretty. I've never had these threads before. Never had them. So, you know, you guys are probably just going, oh yeah. But for me, this is huge. This is huge. And this one. This one I think I purchased just for the sheer and utter sake of it. It's called Chestnut something, because I don't have my glasses on. How pretty is that? I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but I just wanted to get them and feel them and see what they're like, and she had some, so I thought, oh well, while I'm ordering that, you know, I might put these in a giveaway or something, but it was more about me just getting to, you know, see what they were like. So I ordered those with that. Now, this lady's name is spelled Jucus. She's on Etsy. Her Etsy site is XJU Designs, or one word, XJU Designs. Buckeye Stitcher has talked about her and shown those exact fabrics before. I copied exactly what Nicole got. What I did want to mention is when I messaged her on Etsy to say that I wanted exactly what Nicole had gotten from Buckeye Stitcher, she said to me, she sent me back a message immediately, and she was on holidays. And she said to me, I'm on holidays, but when I get back, yeah, blah, 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 you know, we had a chat. And then I said to her, I want exactly what Nicole got. Oh, but if you'd like, I could do them in 40 count. I can do it in this count. I can do it in that count. I can do bigger pieces, smaller pieces. You tell me what you want. Exactly what Nicole got is what I want. And she said, fine, great, no problem. And she got back from her holiday a week or so later. I heard from her again straight away. She said, I'm back from holidays. Your stuff's done. Just send me through a message and we'll do your order. I sent through a message. We did the order. And I had my fabric probably about 10 days after that from overseas. So I was blown away by her service. She was brilliant. I'm sure Nicole will tell you the same thing. She was brilliant, and I think, if I'm right, she's a mum of twins, this young girl, so she's trying to make it go, you know, so help her out, you know, because I think that's awesome that she's trying to do this and look after twins, and that's pretty cool. But she was away on holidays and she messaged me. She could have just, you know, messaged me a week later. I wouldn't have cared, but, you know, that I thought that was brilliant service too. So XJU Designs, okay, on Etsy. And she has some really beautiful threads that she dyes herself, and she has some beautiful fabric. So yeah, check her out. What else have we got? Oh, a rack. Okay. Remember my my giveaway winner, Kim Cochran. How are you, Kim? Hi, Kim. Now, Kim won my giveaway. And when she received my giveaway, I also sent her some Vegemite, which I don't think she really liked, but that was just the whole fun of it. I didn't expect her to like it. It was... I sent her Vegemite and I sent her Tim Tams as well, which are an Australian chocolate biscuit, chocolate-coated chocolate biscuit, and they're to die for. And she said, Love the Tim Tams, not sure about the Vegemite though, but you know, I have to send the Vegemite. And if you get a parcel from me and you don't live in Australia, you're getting Vegemite because it's just something that's great fun. You can taste it and screw your face up and give it to your friends and watch them screw their face up. How do Aussies eat this stuff? All of us are raised on it as kids, so we love it. We all love it here. So I sent her package. It took a month for her to get her package. A whole month. I was so stressed. I was so worried that she wasn't going to get it. And I kept saying, it should be there. Have you got it yet? No, it's not here yet. And she was, and I'm going, ah. But she did eventually get it. Now, when she got it, she sent me a message to say that she wanted to send me something because then she had my address. So she was all over it. Now, she sent me a beautiful card. She's from Alabama. Woodville, I think. But she sent me this card, which is from Huntsville, she said, which is nearby. So she sent me a lovely card from Huntsville. And she sent me a needle minder. How cool is that? Love it. And you won't be able to see, but right at the very, very bottom, that says Baltimore. I've been there, Kim. I've been to Baltimore. How weird is that? I went to see my friends in Pennsylvania and we flew into Baltimore about 7 years ago when I took my family over there. So I've been to Baltimore. She also sent me this beautiful thread. It's a Gloriana silk, which I've never seen before. She sent me this. And when I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I wonder why she picked that colour. I wonder if there was a reason why she picked that colour. Yes, there was, because there was a little note in here to say that I will need this. I will need this for my Smith sampler. How nice was that? That's this one here, because I'm going to show you that in a minute. My Smith sampler, because I was explaining how I was going to buy the real threads for this. How thoughtful is that? So that's my first thread for that. She's brought that for me. And she made me this. Oh, wait till you see this, guys. Look. Thank you so much, Kim. I love this. My mum's project is in here because this is my travel project. Look at that. Oh. And she says, you know, there's my mum's project. It's in there because I've been using this. I've already taken it in the car and used it. And I love it, Kim. Thank you so, so much. Now, the idea of a giveaway, Kim, is that you're just supposed to accept me sending you a giveaway. That's the idea. You're not supposed to send me something back, but this was really, really sweet. No, I want to thank you very much. I love it. I absolutely love it. And she said, oh, my stitching, my sewing's not great, but, you know, I wanted to make this for you. Oh, your sewing's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I love it, Kim. Thank you so much. Look at this. Green and blue. I don't know whether you knew that, but green and blue are my favourite colours. So I got that from Kim, the lovely Kim. Thanks again, Kim. Really, yeah, anyway. Thanks. You guys are probably bored watching all this wreck stuff, but I have to put them in my videos and have to thank people because this isn't why I do videos. I hope that you guys are all well aware this is not why I do videos. I do videos because I have nobody to talk to about my cross stitch. That's why I do videos, so that I can talk to you guys about this because no one else cares. That's why I do it. Not so people can send me beautiful gifts, but I really, really, really do appreciate it. Everything I get, it blows me away. And yeah, I love sending things to people too, but it doesn't matter. I think it's amazing what you guys send me, and I truly, truly, really, truly appreciate it. So thank you so much, Kim. Now, I just need to... Okay. Oh, I wanted to do one really quick shout out. If you haven't watched Yarny Stitcher, you need to go watch Yarny Stitcher. Oh my gosh, she is in Mexico, I think it is. Holy moly, she has mirabilias coming out of her ears. She has chatelaines coming out of her ears. I mean, amazing stitching, Yarny. Amazing. I've sent her a message and told her how amazing I think she is, but You all need to go and look at this woman's cross stitch. Oh my God. And she has the most gorgeous kind of soft nature. You can just tell that she's a beautiful person. She has a very soft-spoken, beautiful nature, and English isn't her first language, and she's really easy to understand. She apologises that she might be hard to understand, but not at all. Not at all, Yarny. And beautiful work, can I just say. Oh my gosh, amazing. It's YANI Stitcher on FlossTube. You need to go and check out her videos. She's, I don't know what else to say about that. Amazing. Okay, now Linda. Linda wanted to see my threads for this piece. Now, I have explained in previous videos, there's only 11 colours in this, guys. I know, it blows my mind. Even as I'm stitching it, it blows my mind that there is 11 colours in this piece. So I'm going to show those, and at the same time, I'm also going to show you how I store my threads, because I've pulled out the little box. I have a little box here, see, that I keep stuff in when I'm stitching. And I keep my threads in here. Excuse me. I do have bobbins, and I do wind these onto bobbins, but then I just put the backup threads in this little container, and I keep them with me where I'm stitching, so I don't have to go in and go through the 6 boxes of threads. I'll just show you. This is my box, my big box. I'll show you this more close up, but I'll show you the big box first. This idea came from Trisha, the left-handed stitcher. She's also on FlossTube. Go watch her. Amazing. She has tutorial where she shows you how she stores her thread this way. She even has, I'll show you in a sec. I'll tell you about that in a minute. This is how I store my threads in these pretty boxes. And I'll just take, this is all from her. This is all from her tutorial where she shows you. You see this? DMC 437. It has the little colour, oh, the lighting, the little colour. See, it's the same colour as your thread. Now, on her YouTube channel, you just need to go and find the one where she shows this. I have no idea what number it is. I can't tell you. This was like before I started doing videos. This was last year or the year before maybe I did this. So I'll just show you, where are we? 3371. See that? That was all on there for you to print off. You can print off onto card. You can, she has the page after page after page after page of all the DMC with this all printed up on it. She'd done it all herself, and she lets you have it for free. It's amazing. I'm sure somebody else on FlossTube would have shown this way before of storing your thread, but this is how I do it. So I went on, and what I didn't have cardboard at the time, but I printed it onto colour, like I printed them out in colour onto paper, just onto normal paper. This was a really stupid thing to do, so don't do it this way, because it was a lot of work. But what I did was I printed these on paper, and I think you got like 3 to a sheet, because the idea was that you printed it onto the cardboard or the thicker paper, and then you just use that. And you shoved it inside, you cut them out, shoved them inside a plastic bag and threw your threads in it, and you were done. No. Teresa thought, I'll just print them onto paper, so 3 on a page. Then I cut them out and I stuck them with sticky tape onto the cardboard, which I also cut up myself. Yeah, 400 and what is there? Oh, it took me forever. I'm a little bit fanatical with stuff like that. It's got to be organised, and everything's got to be in its place when it comes to my cross stitch. I'm not like that with the house. Don't get so not like that with the housework. But with my cross stitch stuff, I like it all to be really organised. So this for me was brilliant. I loved it. And I have 6 of those boxes that I just showed you, and I have the whole lot in the boxes, and some I don't have any thread, but I have, you know, a lot. I have a good 200 or 300 of these you know, that I just buy a bit here and buy a bit there and stock up, you know, on whatever I need when I need it. Hoping one day that I'll completely fill them all up. Now, I'm just going to go through these because Linda's asked me to show the threads. So I'm showing you, they're just DMC. So we've got DMC 168. It's one of the greys. DMC 169, it's just slightly darker. I hope this is what you meant, Linda. I'm assuming this is what you wanted. DMC 310, which I now know when this is all run out, I'll be buying Anchor because apparently it's better. Didn't know that till I started watching Flosstube. 317. 318. You can see they're all from like a similar sort of family. 413, which is a really dark grey. 414. See, I can actually show you them because there's only 11. 762, that's the background colour in the clock. There's a lot of that in this piece. The 3371, which I already showed you, and 415 is out of order, but yeah, that's 415. That's it. That's all the colours that are in it, you know. It's quite bizarre, isn't it, really? But yeah, I keep them in a plastic container. You can see them in here. And I just have that next to me. And as soon as I run out of a colour on the bobbin, I just pull one out of there and use it. And if I was really good, I would mark when I've ran out of colour and reorder it. But I'm not that good. I'm not that organised. But anyway, yeah, Linda wanted to see the threads for that. So yeah, 11 colours, guys. 11 colours. And this is a Haid. So that was pretty cool, I thought. Pretty awesome. So yeah, Linda, I hope that's what you wanted me to show. If that's not what you wanted me to show, please tell me. But you did just say, I think it was something like, can you show the threads? So I'm assuming that's what you wanted to see. So I hope that helped you with whatever you wanted. And I've just quickly shown you how to store your threads. If anybody wants to ask me questions about that or more info on that, it's Trisha, the left-handed stitcher. If you go to her site, you will see there's a video on organising your thread, and she has the link at the bottom of that video that you can click on, and you'll see it'll bring up all the pages and pages of the colours of the threads, and you can print them, but print them straight onto cardboard if possible. Don't do what I did and print it on a paper and then sit and cut them all out for hours and hours and then cut cardboard out for hours and hours. Don't do that. Buy the sheets. Then you've only got to make 2 cuts per page and that's it. And it'll be much easier. Slip them into your bags and then organise them into your shoebox type boxes. Really, really good idea. Okay. What to start next? You guys have got to help me. You've got to help me decide because I can't decide. I have narrowed it down to 2. I do have quite a few patterns in my stash. I have started to collect a bit, but I have only narrowed this down to 2, just so you guys can help me work out which project I want to do next. Now, I want you to bear in mind, I'm going to a stitching retreat in February, and it's a Mirabilia retreat. Now, I've never, ever been to a stitching retreat, ever. So I'm a little bit anxious about it because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I need to take, how I set things up. What if I need a light? Is it possible for me to take a light? Do I need an extension cord? I'm really, and I'm really not good at staying away from home, but I'm making myself do this. I'm making myself go, and I'm making myself stay there by myself, which is a really big thing for me. I get anxiety, and when I'm out of my comfort zone, it can be quite bad, but I'm braving it and I'm doing it because that's how badly I really, really want to go. So I'm braving it. I'm being a brave girl and making it's only an hour from home. So if worst comes to worst, I can just get in the car and drive myself home. If that's what I have to do, I'll just get back in the car and drive back there again the next day. But I'm really going to try to stay there. But I'm really excited about it. So bear in mind I have the Mirabilia retreat in February, and I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to just take whatever I want to stitch, or do I have to stitch a Mirabilia? I don't know. I'm sure you don't have to, but Should I start my Mirabilia and take that on the retreat? Or do I start this one, this other one, I've narrowed it down to the 2 of them, and then I can just start the Mirabilia right before I go to the retreat, just so I can take it with me if that's the case. I don't have to have it ready to go, do I? I can just start it right before I go. But this is, remember this, guys? The Smith sampler from Scarlett House. See, whatever, these are both really pretty colourful pieces, and that's definitely my next thing is going to be something colourful. So I've got that one, Smith sampler. This calls for 40 count, I think it is, 40 count linen, so 46 count. Oh, that's going to be fun, isn't it, for the first time stitching on linen? Whatever. If I don't like it, I'll switch it for something else. No biggie, right? It's supposed to be fun, not stressful, so I'm just going to roll with it. So there's this one, which I'm dying to start this. I think I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards this one. Or this one, which is the Mirabilia one that I bought, that I've explained to you that I'm not putting the girls in. But I'm not going to tell Nora that when I meet her at the stitching retreat. No, I'm not telling her that I have a problem with Mirabilia faces. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just going to tell her how great she is, because I love this tree. I love this tree. So I really want to stitch that. So that's they're the 2 options, guys, for what I start. Now, that's after I finish Cinderella and Death by Cross Stitch, okay? Because I'm only ever going to have 2 whips going, and Almond Blossom has to get worked on from now on. So once I finish those 2, Almond Blossom and one of these, okay? So, do we want Smith sampler, or should I do this one? I just need some help to decide, because I've narrowed it down to these 2, and I really don't know which one to start now. Yeah, so if you guys could help me, give me a comment of which one you like the best, and whichever one gets the most comments, that's the one I'm going to start, because I don't know how else to decide that. It's driving me insane, because I really need to, you know, I've got to order the fabric and I've got to order the threads. There's specialty threads in that, which I've never used. And there's beads and all sorts of things going on in the other one, and I've never used any of that either. So both of them are going to be a big learning curve anyway. So, but either way, one of them is going to be next on my list. Now let's get to some fun stuff, guys. I have 2 FFOs to show you. Oh, actually, I'll show you my girlfriend's piece first. My bestie's piece. Now, the glare is so bad, guys. I've already tried this and it's really bad, but there's nothing I can do. And no, McKenna, I'm not saying sorry. This is it. Done. Yay. What do you think, guys? How's that? That's not too bad. That glare's not too bad. Done and dusted. So I did put a little bit of red matte boarding. Now, I think I explained too that in the last video I explained to you guys that I was going to matte board around and in all of this. I was going to put all matte boarding and get him to cut out where the stitching and the photos were. But what I actually decided to do was not do that, and the reason was, I don't know whether you guys will be able to tell because you're the stitchers. No one else will probably know, but can you see how that writing at the bottom is just slightly off center? Can you tell? And I knew it was off a bit, and I thought, oh, I'll wait till I get the photo, it'll be right, and if it's not, I'll pull it out and I'll restitch it. Well, I got the photo and I went, it's really not right. I don't want to pull it out and redo it. I'm just going to leave it. And I asked my family and they all said, Mum, no one's going to know. So I went, okay. And I left it. But I think if I had put the cutout around each piece, you would have really noticed then how off it was. So I've just left it like this. So I'll try and come in a bit close. Isn't that the most gorgeous wedding picture? I love it. Can you see? Oh, the glare is so bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, McKenna. I said sorry again. But anyway, you're getting the idea. But yeah, guess where I'm going this afternoon after I finish this video. I'm so excited to give it to her, and I know she's going to cry, and I don't want to make her cry, but I know she's going to love this, so I'm so excited. So after I finish this today, I'm going to go out and see her this afternoon and give this to her. She has no idea. So, and it was her birthday yesterday, so that was good too, because I can take it out and give it to her and say, hey, happy birthday. Now, these two pieces that I'm going to show you are pieces that I did for my niece. I was at my sister's and I said to her, oh, I'm doing a Fostu video. Can I steal these? And she goes, yeah, you can take them. So I've took them and pinched them so I could, because they're hanging up in my niece's rooms. So Indy's piece, she's mad on Mickey and Minnie. So I did this piece for her. Isn't it cute? I did these 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, I didn't have a photo that was a really good picture to show you, so I stole them. But they're cute. Aren't they so cute? There's a little frog down here on a lily pad. And the hydrangeas in the background, which I absolutely love hydrangeas. So, yeah, thought that was really cute. Now, I have, I'm pretty sure I have the patterns for both of these. This one is just called Mickey and Minnie. That's all it says. I have tried to find this just before I did the video. I had a bit of a search on the internet and I couldn't see it. Now I've used the pattern and I've coloured it in with a highlighter. So I don't know if anyone's interested, but I'm happy to forward this pattern on to someone if they want it. But it'll just be one person and then maybe you can share between yous. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, but I just know whenever I show FFOs on here, people go, where'd you get that? So I'm trying to be a bit more organised and just say that I do still have my pattern for this if anyone really wants it. If you can't find it, but please try and find it because mine's been used and it's been coloured in and I don't know how great it'll be for you, but it's just called Mickey and Minnie. That's all I can tell you about it. It doesn't say walking in the forest or anything like that, so I couldn't find it. But I did only have a really quick look. I didn't go on eBay. I didn't do any of that. I just did a quick search on Google, basically, because that was all I had time to do. But yeah, so that's Mickey and Minnie. And my niece, Indy, loves it, apparently. So my sister tells me all the time. She tells everybody, she shows people when they come into her room, look what Arnie made me. And this one is my favourite because it's Tinkerbell. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, this pattern is called Tinkerbell Smiling. I have the pattern for this, but I did do a quick search on this one as well before I jumped on here. It is available. I found it really easy. I typed in Tinkerbell Smiling cross stitch pattern and it came up on eBay. Get this for, I'll just quickly show you. There's the colour list. Oh, I know, that's crazy, right? That's how many colours are in it. So yeah, before you jump in, you might want to think about that. Because it's big lot of colours, but so pretty, beautiful, and it was so much fun to stitch this because Cinderella, Tinkerbell is one of my real favourites, Disney ones, so I really was excited to do this piece. And her wings, I love her wings, how they're kind of, you know, they look like they're see-through. I think that's just gorgeous. And yeah, she absolutely loves it. Evie loves it. She's 9 and she just thinks this is the best thing ever. So I'll just quickly tell you, I'll show you on my phone, just so you know I'm not tricking you. Where did I put my phone? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I just looked it up before I came on and to do my video, and I snapshotted that. Look at the price, guys. eBay, $2.78 for this pattern. $2.78. It doesn't say that it's a PDF, but I would assume for $2.78 that it's a PDF. It says 60% off, that it was $6.95. So that's on eBay. It's there, guys, if you love it as much as I did. Oh, gosh. If you love it as much as I did, you can get it on eBay for $2.78. How's that? Can't beat that. So, yeah, jump on and grab that if you like it. Pause the video. I won't mind. Go buy it quick while it's there. So, yeah, that was the other FFO that I had to show you that I stole from my sisters. What else have we got? I think we're nearly there. Now, how far in are we? Okay. I'll mention this just briefly for you guys. I read a book. Now, I'm not, usually I know I don't normally talk about books, but I do read a little. I'm not one to, the Outlander series. Oh, my Lord. I read them years ago, and now I'm watching the show, and I absolutely love Outlander books. I really love historical romance and that kind of thing. That's what I'm really into. Anything with history. I love history. Okay. But I did read a book a couple of years ago. I'm going to really try to briefly explain this, and then you guys are going to let me know. If you're interested and you want to know more about it, I will talk about it in more depth in the next video, okay? Because this isn't really what my channel's about. But the reason I want to mention this is because I have learned so much about people from this book that I read, and I can relate it to cross stitch and to the type of stitcher that you are and why you're that type of stitcher. So I'll explain what I mean by that. The book is called Personality Plus. It's available. You can download it and read it if you're interested. Now, basically, Florence somebody is the author. I can't think of a last name right now, but I just debated whether to talk about it or not because I thought you might all just be bored stupid by it. But for me, this was life-changing. It changed my perception of people, and it helped me learn more about me as a person and why I do the things I do, why I act the way I act, just everything about me and about other people in my life. My children, I know and understand them better because I read this book, okay? So life lessons here, guys. This book should be taught in schools. Kids should be tested. What personality are you? Okay, this is who you are, because this stuff, you can use it every day. So it's up to you whether you want to look into it more or whether you'd like me to talk about it more, but I'm going to give you a really brief rundown, okay? So there are 4 personalities. This Florence lady believes that there are 4 personalities, that they are sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholy, and cleric. Now, the thing, now, you're probably all sitting there going, there's only 4 personalities, but everybody's different. Yes, everybody's different because we have different combinations. We're not just one, we're a combination, okay? So that's why everybody's different, alrighty? So basically, I'll tell you what I am, okay, to make it simple. I am usually a big chunk of one personality, then you're sort of a smaller chunk of another personality, and that's pretty much kind of it. You've only got very low scores on the other 2. That's what I forgot to mention. There's a test in the book. You can actually do the personality test in the book called Personality Plus. It then tells you what personality you are, provided you answer honestly. Okay, you have to do this test properly and you have to answer the honest answers of who you are. So you have to kind of know yourself a little. So when I did the test a couple of years ago, it said that I was a phlegmatic. So that's my main personality, is phlegmatic. And then I am melancholy. Some of you may have heard about this or learnt about it in psych. psychology and that kind of thing. It's out there. It's been out there since the Greek times. It's been around forever. But basically, I'm a phlegmatic melancholy. Okay, so I'm mostly phlegmatic and I have a bit of melancholy in me as well. Now, if I told you a little tiny bit about me, and I give you an example, okay, so you can understand. Phlegmatics are very calm and peaceful and quiet people. We're not really sociable. We tend to be a bit more stay-home people. We like being at home. We like peace, calm and quiet. We don't like confrontation, which is have all come across when I talked about needle needs and how I didn't want to ring up and go because that's just not me at all. I don't like confrontation. I will avoid it at all costs. I will agree with what you say, whether I agree or I don't, because I would rather just keep the peace. That's who I am. Now, some people may go, oh, that's, you're not really being you because you're not disagreeing with people. If it's someone I know, and I know well, yeah, I'll disagree with them, with my family, with my friends. But if I've just met you and you're throwing opinions at me and you're quite strong-minded, I'm going to go, yeah, great, beauty, whatever, move on. Because that's not who I am as a person. Now, phlegmatics can often be seen as, I guess, lazy people. We can sit and do nothing. We can watch TV all day on the lounge. We can people watch. Flags usually love to people watch. Look out the window and look at people all day, I can do that all day. I hate housework and have always hated housework. Now, I considered myself to be a lazy person, okay? Because I didn't like doing the housework. I'd rather sit and watch TV and ignore it because I hated it. I still do. Hate it with a passion. What I learnt about phlegmatics is that we are these peaceful, calm and quiet people. We're not lazy, apparently. What we are is we need to be interested. It's got to strike an interest in us, and if it doesn't, forget it. If we see no benefit in it, if we see no purpose to it, we're not interested. Okay? Melancholies, on the other hand, are very ordered people. They like everything in its place, everything ordered, everything organised. They're doers. They get things done a bit. They're a bit like that. Now, melancholies, this is a really big one that really blew my mind. Melancholies wear black, grey and white. All the time. If you open my wardrobe, there's no colour in there. There's no red, there's no pink, there's no orange, there's no yellow. There's navy blue and black, grey and white and maybe the odd bit of green. That's it. There's no colour in my wardrobe. I just assumed that it was because I thought that's what looked best on me and that's why I bought those colours. No, it's because I have a melancholy personality. So if you're sitting there right now looking at me going, oh my God, that's me, you've probably got melancholy in you and a fair bit of it. I'm trying not to go down rabbit holes here. If I bring this up at dinner parties, everybody wants to know what personality they are. Everyone's really interested. So I'm assuming you're going to be, in a sense. What I wanted to say, though, about it is when you know which personality you are, then you can understand why you're a certain kind of stitcher. Melancholies have to get stuff done. They have to finish things, okay? That's me. That's the melancholy in me. So when I stitch, and I love to stitch, and it interests me, and there's purpose to it, the phlegmatic goes right out the window, disappears, and the melancholy jumps in, and it's all in order, and everything's got to get done because it interests me and it engages me. Is that making sense? Okay, so if, for instance, you're a sanguine, this is where it starts to get really interesting. I'm going to try to keep it relating to cross stitch, okay? If you're a sanguine, main part of your personality is what's called the sanguine thing. Is it starting to ears getting what I'm trying to say? So sanguines start things all the time. Oh, start that, yeah, oh, shiny thing over there. They get bored and they're onto something else and they're starting some other project, or they're working on the car this is my husband, well, they're social people. They're usually quite bright and quite funny, like really funny people. Make you laugh. You know, my husband's really quick-witted and very funny. But yeah, they have faults too. We all do. Every personality has its faults. None are better than each other. They're all completely different, but they all have their faults and they all have their good points. And he's very social, whereas I'm complete opposite, totally unsociable. So can you see where those sorts of things in a relationship can cause issues? If you go out the back and I look, I just go, oh my God, he's got 3 things going at once. What is he doing? Since I did that book and I read that book, do you know what I do now? I go to the back door and I go, he's such a sanguine. And I turn around and I walk away. And that's it. I would have nagged him. Why are you starting this? You haven't finished that. You know, I understand him now. I understand who he is as a person. I understand his personality. He gets easily distracted, bored, whatever it might be, and he's on to something else. Now, I just have to have learnt that that's okay. Do you see what I'm saying? So instead of me before would be out there going, what are you doing? Now I just walk away and go, yep, he's a sanguine. But I think what's really interesting about this personality stuff is how it relates to your stitching. And I think it's very interesting. It's great dinner party talk, because as soon as I bring it up, everyone's saying to me, what personality am I? You know, and I'm like, oh, well, you need to do the test. You know, I could guess with most people, I could guess once you do a bit of research into it. But I've found it. Another example would be a boss. If you've got a boss that's a real cleric, because they usually are, and they're riding your butt all the time, constantly on your back and riding your butt, or they're giving you advice all the time and telling you how it should be done, clerics just think that they know the best way. That's all. They think that they know the best way, and they think that their way is the best way. They're not trying. If you've got a mother who's a cleric, you know, she's always telling you, this is how it should be done. This is what you need to do. It's just because she thinks she knows the best way. That's her cleric personality, and she's going to try and tell you what to do because she honestly believes that that's the best way to do it. Do you understand? So it's about understanding the people that are close to you and how they do things. If you live with a husband who's a cleric, he's probably, you know, if you leave a dish in the sink, he's probably going to be onto you saying, you're going to wash that dish, or he'll wash it, you know, because he can't stand it being there. If you understand these things about your partners and your friends and your bosses, wow, it's an amazing thing, and it's really changed how I look at people and what I think of people, because melancholies are also very judgmental. So before I was quite judgmental of people, but I'm not now. I'm not, because I just go, yeah, they're a cleric, or oh, they're definitely a sanguine. And that's where it ends for me now, because I understand people and I understand what makes them tick. Now, whether you read this and you go, that's a load of crap, that's, you know, that's your thing. But I read people now and I look at people now and I don't think it's crap. I think it's brilliant, and I think they should be teaching this at school. I think it should be a subject that you learn about, because if you understand people and you understand their personalities, I think it makes for, you know, it helps you understand people better. It helps you accept people for who they are, because you can't change them. You can't change somebody's personality. If they're a cleric, they're a cleric. Either learn to live with it or move on. If they're a sanguine and they're like my husband and they start 6 things and they finish nothing, for a long, it takes, he doesn't not finish things, but it takes him 3 times longer because he's got 3 things going at once. Whereas if he just finished the one thing and then went on to the next one like a melancholy would do, no. But I understand that now. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I could talk about it all day, but I find it really, really interesting. So if you guys want to send me comments saying I'd love to hear more, I'll keep it stitchy related. Okay, I'll keep it stitchy related, but what I'll do is I'll go back and read parts of the book again, and I'll write down what each personality relates to as far as the stitching side of things goes. And then I'll come back on in the next video and I'll just go, sanguines, okay, you do blah, 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 blah. This is how you stitch. This is why you stitch that way. And I'll go through each personality for you, and we'll just have a bit of a laugh about it because I find it really, really interesting. So the book is called Personality Plus. The test is in the book. I highly suggest that if you do want to take this further, do the test first. Don't read about any personalities. Don't read anything. It will maybe try to steer you to answer the questions a certain way, and you don't want to do that. You want to answer honestly, otherwise it doesn't work. You can't be all four, okay? If you get to the end and you're all four, you're a level score on each one, you've done it wrong. You've not answered honestly. You will be a major chunk of one and a smaller chunk of another. And if you can get your partner to do the test, oh man, I reckon it'll change your life. I really do. So I'll leave you with that. I'm going to sign off, guys. I will be back in a month. I think I was a little bit late. What's today? It's Sunday. I don't even know what the date is. It is Sunday the 20th of August. I'm 10 days late. But anyway, I have to find a window. I found a window. So I can do the video when no one's here. So I will see you guys again in a month's time. Don't forget to comment Smith Sampler or Mirabilia so I know which project I need to kit up ready for a new start. And I'll see you guys in a month. Is there anything else that I needed to tell you? I don't think so. I think that's enough. Oh, and stay tuned for Mum. Mum will be home before I do the next one, so I'll be able to see whether she actually... I really don't think she'll come home with anything. She's on a bus, so I don't think that'll happen. But hopefully she does. And we can all laugh about it. All right, guys. Stay safe, everybody, and happy stitching. And I'll see you again in a month, guys. Take care. Bye for now. Bye, guys.